If you were born on the moon, you would not just be a human living in space. You would be a completely different species. Here is why. On March 24th, 2026, NASA just made a massive announcement. It is about a $20 billion pivot to build a permanent, massive base directly on the moon's surface. We are no longer just visiting the moon, we are moving there. But what happens when the first baby takes its first breath in 1/6 gravity? The answer is terrifying. We spent billions figuring out how to survive a trip to the moon, but we are ignoring the darkest problem. What happens to the humans who are born there? Because if you are born on the moon, you can never, ever return to Earth. Let me explain why. Now, forget everything you know about space travel. Just days ago, in late March 2026, NASA fundamentally changed human history. They canceled their orbital gateway plans to focus on a $20 billion permanent base directly on the lunar surface. We are setting up camp, and where humans go, families follow. But giving birth on the moon isn't just a logistical nightmare, it's a biological extreme makeover. If you were born on the moon, your body, your brain, and your future would be permanently altered. So let me tell you, welcome to the dawn of Homo lunaris. Because the 2023 ISS mouse embryo studies proved mammals can develop in space, but growing a human skeleton is a whole different ballgame. On Earth, gravity is a heavy blanket, constantly pulling you down, compressing your spine, and forcing your muscles to work. On the moon, gravity is only 1/6 as strong. Without Earth's gravity crushing your spine, the fluid between your vertebrae would expand. You wouldn't just be tall, you would be a giant. A lunar-born human could easily grow to be over 7 feet tall. But there is a catch. You'd be a fragile giant. Your bones would be incredibly brittle, resembling severe osteoporosis, and your muscles wouldn't need to be thick. Even your heart would change. Because it doesn't have to pump blood aggressively against strong gravity, your heart would become smaller and weaker and much more spherical. Radiation is the biggest hurdle for the Artemis generation. Long-term lunar survival requires subsurface habitats. You wouldn't be looking out of the glass dome at the stars. The moon has no atmosphere and no magnetic field. If you lived on the surface, solar radiation and cosmic rays would fry your DNA faster than a microwave dinner. To survive, your childhood would be spent deep underground, likely inside ancient lunar lava tubes, massive, hollow caves left behind by dead volcanoes. Your sky wouldn't be blue. It would be a reinforced ceiling made of lunar regolith. You would never feel wind, you would never hear rain, and your immune system would be completely naive. Without exposure to Earth's billions of bacteria and viruses, a simple Earth cold could be as deadly to you as the plague. Let me pause right here and ask you, if you had the guaranteed opportunity, would you choose to raise your child in a futuristic city on the moon, knowing the risks? Or is Earth the only place for a human? Drop your answer in the comments right now. I'm going to read and reply to the best ones. Why does it matter now? It brings up the ethical dilemma of space colonization that space agencies are currently debating. And that brings us to the most tragic part of being born on the moon. You could look up at Earth every single day. You could see its blue oceans and white clouds, but you could never, ever go there. If a lunar-born human traveled to Earth, our normal 1G gravity would feel like a crushing, invisible weight. Your fragile bones would fracture under your own body weight. Your smaller, weaker heart wouldn't be able to pump blood to your brain, causing you to instantly pass out. To you, Earth wouldn't be a paradise. It would be a high-gravity death trap. You would be a prisoner of the moon, forever looking at a home you can never touch. The plans are already in motion. With NASA's recent $20 billion pivot, the infrastructure for a permanent lunar society is being laid down this very decade. The first lunar generation isn't science fiction anymore. It is our immediate future. We are watching the real-time evolution of the human race. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and explore the insane realities of our universe, hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep looking up.